these buttons, they're plastic. And they feel, if you don't like buttons, this is going to make you very nauseous and make you maybe want to throw up. The whole housing is plastic. It's very, very light. I don't want to make this negative. The knob is plastic, and I have to admit, in this case, I can't at this time recommend this. Okay, this is the Hansshow Cyber button for anyone that wants more button functionality on your Tesla Model 3 or Model Y, even the new Model 3. I will, first off, before I waste anyone's time, before I show you the instructions and the install and all stuff like that and go through it, I will tell you right off the bat that I can't recommend this right now, and I'll tell you why. This has something to do with it, and this has something to do with it. So stay tuned. I will tell you all the details. This is an honest, real-world review. Okay, when I say the word buttons to you on a Tesla, do you get all cringy? Do you get all triggered and think, we don't need any stinking buttons on a Tesla? A Tesla's supposed to be minimalistic, and buttons don't belong on a Tesla like a traditional ICE vehicle? You're probably right. So I figured I'd do this video reluctantly. Our friends at Hansshow reached out to me and said, we've got this new device where it incorporates these useful buttons. Do you want to give it a try? And the minute I heard buttons, I was like, because I'm kind of like you, or for the most part, like a lot of people in the Tesla community, we don't like buttons. We've gotten so used to not having buttons, we don't really want to go back to buttons. So reluctantly I said, I'll give it a try, but I make no promises. My viewers may not like these buttons. And if you've tuned into this video seeing buttons and you want to be triggered, I don't know why you'd click on a video where you want to be triggered. You just don't look at the video in my case. Whatever. This is the product I'm talking about. It is called the Cyber button. It's Gen 2. I guess they had a Gen 1. I might have missed it. Maybe I was sleeping or something. This is a series of buttons, handy, useful buttons that are like that most people use every day, and it sits right below your screen. And it has a center dial that controls the temperature. And I'll show you, it has a very unique way of sitting there, and it's a very, very easy install. So let's open this up and I'll show you what it's all about. I haven't seen this either. This is the first time. You know, you think I'd have some kind of preparations and stuff, but I don't. I'm opening this up just like you are for the first time. Foam, and then everything's squished in here. Some wiring and some instructional stuff in one bag. Some kind of adapter module or something. Oh, I remember seeing this in the video. This is the Bluetooth module that hooks up into the wiring also. Then some brackets. This is the bracket that holds it on. It's like a clip bracket. It wraps around the base of the screen, and I'll show you how that works when we install it. And then this is the unit itself. Throw away the box. Don't need that. And some crude blue recyclable, looks like blue recyclable bags. And this is the unit itself. Like I said, yeah, buttons. Okay. I'm opening this up for the first time and looking at it just like you are for the first time. And I'm looking at the housing and the construction of this. And what I have to say first, okay, so this is rubber. This is good because I guess this one sits on the back of your screen and it's making contact with your screen. And that is rubberized, so that's gives it some kind of cushion or some kind of absorption, probably so it doesn't rattle, which would drive me nuts, probably drive you nuts too. And then these are the hinges and the hooks for the said bracket or holder. But you know what? I'll be honest with you, just the feel of the buttons, and I don't want to make this negative. Yeah, they are buttons, and maybe I should do a little counter of how many times I say buttons in this video. These buttons, they're plastic, and they feel, I mean, they make a tactile clicking sound and feel when you press them down, so I guess haptic in a way. But the whole housing is plastic. Now, I guess it can't be metal. I guess it could be aluminum. That would just drive the cost up. But it would be a better construction. The color itself, before we go back to the plastic, let's just talk about the color. The color is almost exact. Oh, it is the exact same. They've done a good job with the color. The color is the same as the interior and all the rest of the gray and the screen and stuff. So they've matched that well. The knob the knob is plastic and it pushes into, I guess. We'll have to power it up and install it to see what the functionality is. Behind the buttons, it looks like glass. It's a very reflective, shiny surface, but I'm pretty sure it's plastic. And like I said, yeah, there's buttons everywhere. And yeah, you know what? I mean, I don't want to take away from the usability and the functionality of it by saying it's plastic or commenting, but the whole housing is plastic. It's very, very light. But these, I don't know if you can see it in the video here. I'll tilt it a little bit on the top side of these buttons, and you'd be able to see it. When you're sitting in the car, it's going to be lower down at the bottom of the screen. You'll be able to see the buttons. But what I'm saying is they're not worded. They're all symbols. And there's 5 and 5, so there's 10 altogether. They're preset. And looking at them here, I guess some of them are self-explanatory, some of them aren't. Like, I mean, this one with the arrows going in both directions, that's obviously emergency lights or hazards or 4-way flashers. But the other ones, but that's it here. Let's not make this video any longer. Let's go install these buttons. You know what? They're called the Cyber button. Let's go install the Cyber button. Okay, first things first. Let's put the car powered off, but I'm sitting in the seat, so let's not do that. Let's first install the bracket. Now, I'm not sure if the camera's going to be able to pick this up, but on each one of these, there are 2 different ones. One comes for the Model 3 and the Model Y, the current Model Y and the older 3, and then one comes for the 2024 Model 3, the Refresh 3, and that's what this is. So they comes with both of them. I guess they're a different design on the back of the holder there. So pick which one you need. Don't mistake it. So this is the one we're going to need. And once again, this is plastic, rubber lined on the inside. So, you know, it helps with the vibration. And so this side is where the hinge is, and it just clips into here. I guess it can't go any other way. Yeah, it can't go any other way. It has to go like this. And okay, that was easy. With it being plastic, I'm very, very nervous about it, but it's best to put this on first, and then, like I said earlier, to put this on, it basically goes under here, and that's where it's going to sit, and it's going to self-center itself, because once this comes over, it centers itself, and that's how it's going to look. So it's going to extend your screen a little bit and give you some functionality at the bottom of your screen. If you don't like buttons, this is going to make you very nauseous and make you maybe want to throw up. Then don't keep looking anymore. But this is what it's going to look like when it's finished. And you know, so let me move the camera and show you how to install this and how it goes on the back of the screen. Okay, so moving right along, this is the buttons, and as you can see, when you put it up here, put it behind here, it just sort of fits in there nicely, and then this arm comes over and clips in onto the other side. Now what I would do, they have these, I don't know if you can see here, they have these little tabs, 3 tabs here. This sort of brings it to the front of the screen here, so it goes, so it holds, so it doesn't go down here, it goes actually up here. But what I would do before you put this on is just bring it back behind so it gets up and secure. Feel over, or you can look over if you're on the driver's side, and push the tab down so this bracket locks in. Clicks just like that. Once it's in, then this you can slide it over to the front, and it clips in there, and then it doesn't go anywhere. Let me take this camera off the mount and show you. Now it doesn't go anywhere, and these are the 3 tabs. I don't know if it was focusing before that I was trying to show you. These are the 3 tabs that are supposed to go right at the front of the screen. But as you can see, this is my driving position, and I'm short. If you're taller, it'd be even better. And you can see down, so you can see what the buttons are, what the little symbols are there. So let's install the wiring, and then we'll go from there. Okay, before we go any further, what we have to do before we do any electronics and wiring is turn the screen off, or turn the car off. So with the doors open and without going in any seats or anything like that, you come to the menu, you go down to safety tab, and all the way down to the bottom you see the power off button. You click power off, and then the screen goes off. Don't sit in the seat, don't open or close the doors. because everything will wake back up and the power will come back on. Okay, now that you have the power off, you have to take these panels off. Not the whole dash, just these three. 1, 2, 3. And in order to do that, use a pry tool, or for this side, what you can do before you turn the power off is open the glove boxes. Then you can just get your hands in there, your fingers in there, and pull it off. But glove box is closed and the power is off already, so I just use a pry tool. And you just pry it up just like that, very simple. These are just clips. It sounds worse than it is. It's just plastic. It comes off. Put it aside. And then same with this one. This is just a clip. You just put the pry tool in there, clips off, and then it pulls up. Some instructions say you take this rubber gasket out, the rubber seal. You don't need to do all that. But in here, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, in here has one of those little push pins, and you just use the pry tool to take it out. It's many things. You know, these things that just, when it's down like that, you use a pry tool, you get underneath it, and you just, or a screwdriver, and you pull it up like that. That's how easy it is to come up. Put that aside, and then this whole part here, this L shape, it goes all along the bottom kick plate. This just all comes up. Just all pulls up very easily. And this goes back just as easy. So put this aside. Okay, and then one more of those push pins right here that's holding on the little carpet fabric. You pull that out so you can get into there a lot easier. Put the tab somewhere safe. You can pull all this aside. You can push it in later, because what you're looking for is, so you're looking for this. Now this is on the AMD car. On a Intel car, I don't even know if this works on the Intel car. I should have said that earlier. I think this is only for AMD or above. And then you're looking for a blue plug, which is right in there too. Now these, I've got other stuff hooked up to it, but I've got pigtails, so these can piggyback into there. So once you have all the wiring here, it's very simple. This goes, this fat one here, and also it's also pigtailed, goes up here, and then these two smaller ones, they go to the power, which is right here. So we'll start with the little one first. You just unplug this one. Plug that into here, where it came out of. Well, not where it came out of, where it's going to be its new home. And then put this one back into here. So now we essentially have this going into here. It's going into the screen that's in front of the steering wheel. That goes into this wire that goes up here. And we'll tuck that away once we get that in. And then for here, we put it into that blue plug I showed you, but I already have something in the blue plug, but it has a spare. So we're gonna plug right into that, push it until it clicks. And then this one acts as a spare. And then we have one small little tiny wire. This is what this is for. Remember I was saying you, a little Bluetooth adapter. Take it out of the package, and it's just sealed box. There's only one little plug on it, and it's the one right over here. So we plug this into it. Now you think the smaller it is, the easier it is to plug in. Well, no, it's actually harder. And once you have it plugged in, you'll know it's plugged in, because I don't know if the camera can pick up on that. I'll zoom in, but you can actually see a little red light right there, a little red light showing that it's being powered. So then from there, zoom back out, and we tuck everything away here using either zip ties. Be neat about it, and get this all tucked away. So you put this back in. I'm going to zip tie it in a little bit, but I'm just showing you. You put this back in, and then you can put everything right back on, just in the reverse order you took it out. Okay, so once you have it installed there, power back up the car, then you have the USB-C cord. And it's a nice thin flat cord, but I think it's not long enough, in my opinion. That's my one complaint is, I mean, other than other stuff. And the one end is L-shaped, and the L shape goes to the unit itself. And right underneath here, I don't know if you can see, I don't know if I get the camera under there. Right under there, there is, or there should be, it's right over here, yeah, right where my finger is. There is a USB-C port, which is right under probably the number 6 button right there. So the L-shaped end just goes into there. If I can feel around for it, you'll feel it. You plug it in, and then you're supposed to just run the wire in along here. It's not the best and most ideal unless I can find a better solution. And then you run it into your storage container here where they have USB-C, and that's where the other end goes to. The best way to do that is use your pry tool and just start here, and I've already started, and pull these tabs up. They're just tabs, there's no screws or anything, and they just unclip, and they sound like they're breaking like everything else does when you do this, but it actually doesn't. And you can even pull this one out. And then what I would do is just tuck this in. Like I said, it's flat, so tuck it in and hide it as best as you can. It's not going to be the most ideal thing. As you can see, you'll be able to see the cord here, so that may be a no-no for you. If you can find a better way to put it in through the back there maybe, and have it come out through here, if there is such a solution. But that's what I would do. Well, this is what I'm going to do for the time being. Okay, so you know what? I didn't like the idea of it pinching and being like, you know, stressing the material here and it looking unsightly here. So just for temporary and demonstration purposes, I've not wired it or traced it through the side console panel or the side center console, and I've just, it comes with these with this Velcro strap, like a wrap for it. So I've just put it in here, tied it into there, bring that over off my hand sanitizer and stuff like that, and it closes, but then there's a gap. It's like I said, it's unsightly, but let me just show you what this is all about. There you have it. It's pretty solid, even though, like I was saying earlier, it's plastic construction. I'll have to play around with it for a few days to give you my full review on it, but right off the bat, easy install. Not liking the plastic construction. Definitely don't like the way it's powered by this USB-C. I can't say I like that one bit. So you know what, like, I mean, maybe I'll play around with it for a few days and find it useful, but right off the bat, I'm always trying to be truthful and honest with you folks with the stuff I review. I have to admit, in this case, I can't at this time recommend this, because yeah, it's got some useful functions if you want physical buttons. If you don't want buttons, you're probably not even watching this video in the first place. So that is right now, that is my opinion. I'll let you know if anything changes in the next little while. If I like it, or if Hansshow gets back to me with a solution for this, because maybe I'm just doing it wrong. So thanks for watching, folks. I hope I was truthful and honest with you, and I hope I didn't waste your time. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next one. So it's on 0. If I turn it on, it's going to be loud, but that's okay. Now this center one is for the climate, as you can see, and it's a knob. So you can turn it down, and there's 10, 8, 7. It goes all the way down. It goes down to 1. It actually goes to 0. It doesn't go off, it just goes to 0. Then you can put it right back up. Now, the problem I see already, just like the rear screen, is, let me just turn it down to a controllable sound so I can hear myself think. The problem is when you're adjusting it here, it doesn't represent it on the screen, as you can see it, until the screen auto closes. Like, it doesn't show what it is. It just shows, like, if it's off auto, it's just on manual. It doesn't show. It still says it's on auto. So if I put on 7 and move it down, it doesn't represent I had the same problem in the rear screen when you can control the climate from the rear center screen. Same thing. I guess these manufacturers don't have control to actually manipulate the actual screen. When you put it to auto, whatever you do on the screen will represent, but on here, but it won't represent here. Actually, no, it doesn't even always represent. Only when you, yeah, no, it does. So it just takes a while. So if you do the 5, it'll represent it here, so you can actually see what the screen is if you're a manual person, because all it says manual here, but you'll be able to see that it's here, and you can move it up to 7. But if you open up here, it's physically on 7, but it just doesn't show on the screen that it's on 7. So that is something I don't like already. And then, okay, here are the buttons. Okay, and then the other thing is too, sorry, if you press in, now you can control the temperature. Same thing applies. It'll go down all the way down to low, but it doesn't represent it on the screen. You can go all the way up, but once again, it won't represent it on the screen. Now, if you were to change it here, would it represent it on the screen? On the button? Yeah, it does. See? Shows it on the button, but it doesn't do it vice versa. So that's the temperature for when you press it in. You press it back in, it goes to the fan speed. The other thing is if you long press it, it's daytime, so you won't be able to see it that well. You long press it, now you can control. There is an LED strip here, and I'll put in some B-roll and show you it at night, and you can control whatever color the strip is, and you can select your color, but you won't be able to see it in the daytime, trust me. And then you've got the different buttons here. Now this, I don't know what this button does, because it looks, let me show you. It looks like a, I'm sure there's a manual that tells you everything, and I haven't seen a manual yet, but it looks like some kind of a door. Like you can open the door. Oh. It's not even, you know what? I just realized, it's not even push down, it's push up. And what did that do? That just unlocked the doors? Oh, yes. So what that did is it unlocked the door for the for this one whole side. So if I come here and I close the door and I press it, it pushes the door open. Oh, okay. So if you're like Ubering or something and people aren't familiar with this button and you don't want them hitting the emergency button, you just press this button, and this up, I guess, is for the back door, down is for that door. Okay, and you can see it on the screen too. When I press the button, you can see the screen. See how the screen opens up. Okay, so that's that. I guess this is for the back door. If I press up, oh, that's for autopilot, I guess. Shift into gears. Yeah, that does the other door, and I guess the driver one. So this is good, I guess, if you're Uber or a hire, like Lyft or something like that, and you can open the doors for your passengers. That's obviously, oh, your signal. Why would you want to put your turn signal on from here? I don't get it. Why would you want to turn your turn signal on from here? But okay, that's a button, and you press it again and it goes off. I thought these were hazards. Okay, this must be hazards. This puts it into park, and that puts on your hazards. So it's actually, it's 5 rows on this side, 5 rows on this side, but it's up and down, so it's really got 20 functions. Drive and reverse, you probably have to have your foot on the brake. Yep. So I guess this is good for the refresh where it doesn't have the stocks, it's stockless. That's what that's good for. Here, okay, one is the front. I don't want to open the front because I don't want to have to get out and change it or close it. And then up must be for the trunk. Yep, there goes the trunk. And does it close it again if I press it? Yeah, it does close it. But I have it right here, so why you'd want to, anyways. Okay, and then this is for sports or your seats. Put on your heated seats, I guess. It has a little symbol that's like denoting a seat. Now I don't have sports mode. I don't know if that means, I don't know, I have to play around with that. This one here, it looks like it's bring up the battery screen or open up the charge port. Yeah, that opens up the charge port. Does it close it too? Yeah, it closes it. Down, I don't know what it's for. If you know what that symbol is for, pressing down, let me know. Moving on to this one. This is for moving the seats, I guess. Oh yeah. Oh, I can move the passenger seat up and down. Well, that's good. I can do it here because if I ever needed to do it from the driver's side, it's always a pain. Then this is window locks, I guess. And brightness, I guess. I'd have to bring this up. Window locks, child locks. But once again, when you do it on here, it won't denote it. But I guess this looks like it's like, yeah, child or window locks, and It looks like a light, like a bulb. So that, to me, that says it's brightness or lights. Not sure. Can't tell you. I'd have to look at the instructions. But